Welcome to another DorkLair Collecting live stream.
What's going on?
Special guest, Brian Burke. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? I love that intro, dude. That intro is just money. And it's really clicking now. You talked about the other day about that graphic of the skeleton whispering in the ear. That opening scene of your intro is you hooded. That is that picture, dude. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, there it is.
Yeah, hold on. Let me pull. I'll pull up the picture that you're talking about.
Dude, it's incredible. It's hilarious because when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I get it. But then, dude, I'm telling you, I swear to God, that's that picture in the opening of your intro. That's it.
That's you.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I love it. Anyway, it's us. Thanks. Yeah, it's us. Thanks for having me, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So you got your Kickstarter going. We'll go. Yeah. We'll dive into that in a little bit. Let's check in with the chat, and then we'll do our usual recent pickups and stuff. Okay, so we had Saturday Morning Toy Collector saying, "Am I early?" And then that was at like 6 something o'clock.
Nice.
And then Drow Taylor. I don't think so. So we had Drow Taylor, Freaks Figures, Kirby in the house.
What's up?
El Spooky Zorro Rob, Dave Orkin. Hey, hi, hello.
What's up?
Ruben Medina. Caspar. Noel San Jr. That's a new name. I don't recognize that name.
Cool.
Tom is here. James Samudio. Herb. And who's got Ben in the house? Nate Strong, Jeremy Govier, Charlie Squared, William Houston, Josh Brown. What is up, dude?
Hey, what's up, dude?
Josh was sharing his old Power of the Force 2 collection that he like on the Discord today.
That got me back into collecting. Was Power of the Force 2 when it came out in 97, I think it was my second round. Yeah.
I was too broke at the time, but I was well aware of it. And it was the thing, like if I was able to like collect, and I was collecting, it was more that my money was in Magic. Any extra cash I had.
Was it really?
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and I picked up a couple figures, especially when they did the expanded universe. Those ones got me hooked in.
Like Shadows of the Empire.
It was the heir to the heir. It was the heir to the Empire. The Timothy Zahn story ones that kind of hooked me in.
Yeah.
But again, it was like Magic. Yeah, any extra money was Magic cards.
Yeah.
Jesse Marshall. Oh, I didn't mention Jen. Jesse Marshall, Omar, Twizzler. Let's see. Good evening, everyone. Had to travel to Fargo for work, so watching from the hotel. Well,
nice.
We'll keep you company, man.
Free beer.
At least they had free beer. Free beer is
what?
That's like the classic, like you name your band Free Beer.
Exactly.
Comes to your show. Right?
Yep.
Kirby is here. I often get theme songs mixed up, so the DorkLair tune mixes with the Gilligan's Island.
Oh my God.
Just sit right back and hear a tale of a fateful dork. Jurassic Jesse, Ashen Oath in the house.
What's up?
Coda 514. David Williams.
Hey.
Dustin. And Ryan Willard. Bill Varus. 77 T. John. Brian Borgman. What is up, man? Brian Borgman is writing a bunch of the content for the RPG.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Chris Sartori. And did we say Coda? Ryan Caldwell. Jordan Wholesome Warlock. Agent Z-Man. Let's see here. Cyber Rat. Brick Something. Legends Collector Dylan. Jay-Z Toys. L&R Toys. Hank Shaw. S. Wilson? Got some new names here, I think. Probably because we got some giveaways. We got some good giveaways tonight. Corey Meyer, Furious Figures.
Nice.
Brian is the Danny Zuko of the Cabal. He's systematic, he's hydromatic, he's greased lightning.
That sounds like a song. Sounds like a lyric or something.
It's from Greased Lightning. Go Greased Light, right?
That's right. Oh, that's right. There we go.
Kadeem Hardison in the house.
Whoa, what's up, Kadeem?
We got
Have you guys seen that?
Hunter.
Have you guys seen that sculpt I did for Kadeem? It was on my Instagram a while ago. Oh yeah, it's a skull. It's a skull with the classic, the fade, flat top with the glasses flipped up. I still got to send that out to you, man. It reminds me. It's great.
Nice. That's funny.
Yeah.
And then I'm sorry, it's like they're going faster than I can kind of keep up with. So it's like we'll just be doing this all night, like calling people out. All right.
Totally.
So if I missed people, I apologize.
What's up, everyone?
Yeah, what's up?
Thanks for coming.
Are there any? Okay, I don't think so. All right. Recent pickups. Brian, anything for you?
Yeah, I got my Infinite Legions in. Haven't opened them yet though, but I'm super stoked for these guys, of course.
Yeah.
This one's like really rattly. Sounds like
something's in there.
Something's going on in there, but yeah, I got these two, so I'm excited to open these.
A hand fell out of the tray or something.
Yeah, it might have been. I just like how stout they are. I mean, it just reminds me of the Glyos, like just the feel of it, how solid they look. And so
yeah,
I'm really excited.
It's probably just in my head, but like they just feel Glyosy. Like the plastic, I don't know like if it's the finish or like what it is, it's making me feel that way. You guys want a little sneak peek of my pop and swap for my next for my for my Thanos review? Hang on real quick.
Totally. Yeah, I'm stoked to open them. They look like a lot of fun.
I'm loving this. I'm loving it. Here, let me. There we go. So it's the Thraxen.
Yes.
The first Thraxen.
Yeah.
With Thanos, almost like a Green Goblin.
God, totally. The colors are amazing. That combo is great.
Yeah.
Dang.
So sneak peek. I've just been dragging my feet, or not really. Like I just haven't had time to get this second one up. I do have the Faden one up. I'm just been working on the Thanos one.
Yeah.
And I opened 3 Thanos, so I've kind of been just like playing with them and like wasting time. But I definitely want to get that review up.
That's so cool
for my trip next week at least. And for me, I was telling you before, I got this in. This pushes out. Hang on. And I was about to crack it open before the show, and I couldn't find my little snips. This is one of those figures that has a million of those little ties.
Yeah.
And I was like, can I do it with my knife or my scissor? And it just was taking forever. And I was like, I'll open it later. But this is the one from Heroic Signatures, like the actual like license owner of Conan. Eamon O'Donoghue did basically the production design and stuff. I don't know who sculpted it specifically, but I know he designed it and stuff. And, is kind of like managing the I don't know if he's managing the production or like what, but he's kind of like taking the lead on that. Nice. He does the Frazetta Girls stuff.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I got was, so I did some photos of the red Skeletron figure, and then Skeletron was like, "Hey, can we use some of your photos?" And I was like, "Yeah, heck yeah!" And then they sent me this as a thank you. It's the camouflage. I forget the name of it. The camouflage one. But yeah, this is one of the 6-inch figures, and they have pretty much everything in both 6 and 4-inch scale. And I have one 4-inch, and I now have 2 6-inch figures of these. This thing's awesome.
So are those hoses like around his neck, like a ventilator or something, or what is that?
I mean it's almost like a Vader-esque suit.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
really cool. They did a good job on those.
I like them. They're very fun to play with. They have things that you loved as a kid. Like that helmet is removable,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So it comes right off.
Yeah, I
You
love
know,
that.
it's always feels good, and for them to pull it off, like it's thin enough where it still looks
Yeah.
sized right on it. You know what I mean? Like a lot
Yep.
of times, especially if it's the smaller figures, it'll look too big. But
Yep. I know
nice
how
and
that
thin.
goes.
Yeah.
That's great. Also sounds like it pops right on too. It has that like that feel that just pops
Yeah,
on.
yeah, it's nice.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I think that's it.
I love those guys.
I wanted to show one more thing that I got. Hang on one second.
Did you get a tattoo also?
No, that's right. I forgot about the tattoos.
There were so many of those happening.
I know.
Like, good lord.
People, people. I mean, the amount of money they must have spent to
Right. Pay for it all.
do like seriously, like to
Didn't they
pay
have
that
a
artist
didn't they have a
to do
bar
that.
too? Didn't they have a bar too? Like an open bar or something like that? I think they were hosting a bar also, I think.
Were they really? Yeah, I wasn't at that show. I'm dying to go to a ZoloCon one year, but it's just far enough where it's like kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to one or no?
I haven't been, no.
Zolo? No.
I will next year for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was I've shown the hazmat or the has what is it called? The hazard core from Toy Pizza before. I did some customs, and they've done a few unpainted ones, and now this is the first painted one. So this is the first official, fully painted hazard core from Toy Pizza.
What kind of articulation does it have? Like, does it have like
It's
elbows?
essentially 5 POA.
Okay.
Except it has swivels at the elbows, and then at the lower legs.
That's right.
And then the waist, like it functionally it's essentially 5 POA type figure.
Yeah.
These are the only ones. The Toy Pizza ones are the only ones with ball jointed heads.
Okay.
So there's a little movement there, but it also makes them a little less cross compatible with other Glyos because but yeah, this is a nice one. I don't know. I know it was made available to the patrons. This was a action figure of the month one. I don't know if he's put it up on the general store.
It's got a lot of charm to it, and I love how they did the split on the legs, like the posture of the legs for 5 POA.
He's got a stance.
It's a great idea. That's the way to do it if you're going to do it.
Yep.
That's awesome. Super cool.
Yeah, so that's it. Those are my recent pickups.
Nice.
I am loving that. It's funny because what got me into Glyos was some of the more articulated ones, like the one the Four Horsemen sculpted, the Goss armor, which was also Toy Pizza, and then Toy Pizza did their pirate, which is also like the disc joints and stuff. But as far as like the Toy Pizza stuff that doesn't have the disc joints and whatnot, like this is one of the best, I think. And this was traditionally sculpted. The prototype for this was
awesome.
Was sculpted in clay or whatever.
That's why it has so much charm. You just kind of tell.
Yeah.
It has that look.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. God, I was doing traditional sculpting when I first came into the Cabal. I was trying to do some bone wings of some kind of learning casting, and it just went terrible. I was like, I gotta do something else. I gotta figure something else.
And that's when you took up digital. 3D. Yeah.
Yep. That's where it all started. But there's I don't know. Traditional sculpting is so cool. It's you learn so much from it that you carry over digitally.
Right.
It's really similar.
Yeah. Right, because it's 3-dimensional. Either way you look at it, it's a 3-dimensional thing that you're manipulating.
Yeah. And if you notice, I mean, we'll get into Ashen Oath later, but when you look at my sculpting, when you look at my hard surface modeling, a lot of it is just like I would have done traditionally. Whereas now with ZBrush, you can do what's it called? Z modeler, where you're actually doing like planes and points and making perfect geometry for armor, where I like to make it look more damaged. So I'm actually sculpting it myself. And so it kind of gives you that. I picked that up from doing traditional sculpting. So
shout out to Cloud. Happy anniversary. Go have some fun.
What's up?
It's awesome. Checking here. Cause Robot was the sculptor. Yeah.
Nice. That's killer.
All right, let's jump into some news.
Yeah.
Nothing too much. And then I'm sure it's just like every 2 weeks, it's some stuff always gets left behind. But let's go with the mostly recent news, which was either today or yesterday. We have the announcement of the in-stock sale. It was yesterday. The in-stock sale on not tomorrow, but the following Friday, the 20. What is the date? I don't even know.
Is it 24th?
Today's the 16th, 17th, 24th. Yeah.
Yeah.
24th at 11 a.m. I just finished my plan yesterday morning. I did my lightning lanes. And I will be at Animal Kingdom at Walt Disney World.
Nice.
So I will have to set an alarm so that I can remember to jump on this. Like, we'll see if I even make it, like 11 a.m. We could be eating lunch. I think on my little schedule, I have us around that time eating lunch. So I could actually be sitting down. So,
wow.
like,
you have it planned. You have lunch. You have lunch scheduled. Like, you have that planned out.
Well, no, I just have like windows of time where it's like, this is going to happen then. And I have, the reason is when you do the lightning lanes, you book times.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I'm like, okay, there's this window in between a couple rides where that's probably where we'll eat lunch. So
got it. I just got back from Disneyland a couple days ago.
I saw that I saw you were in a hallway and you were in the outer rim.
I was in the outer. That's right. You'd commented on that. Yep.
Was it a good time?
Yeah, my daughter was dancing on Main Street. So they do Dance the Magic for dance studios across the country. So we're part of that. We're part of that program. We're there from Thursday to Sunday. It rained on Sunday, but we got most of the stuff in. I was getting like 27,000 steps a day. Basically, it was a lot.
Oh yeah,
it was a lot. But I love it. I'm from San Diego, and we would go to Disneyland often. But it's still, even now, I still feel that magic. Walking to that park is amazing.
Yeah,
such a cool place.
I'd like to get out there sometime. This is only my second time at Disney World.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you saying that before.
Yeah, and we loved it so much that we're like, let's go again, right away. Because I think there's something to be said about like doing it again fairly shortly after, when you still have all the knowledge of like figuring out how lightning lanes work and where everything is, and just kind of the familiarity of it,
And you guys have the Tron ride out there. We don't have that.
Yeah, it's short.
Yeah.
It's less than a minute.
It looks cool though. It looks so cool.
It is pretty cool. It is cool. And like the line is cool. Like you're just in this vast, like it just feels Tron. It just feels
cool.
like that,
Yeah. And you guys have the Avatar land too, I guess.
Yeah. That's where we'll be when when this drop happens. We'll be like in between, like I think we'll be right. It'll be right before we go on the Flight of Passage ride, which is amazing.
Nice.
And then Eric Miller, just got back. He just went a couple weeks ago. So we'll probably do another debrief episode when I get back, and we can talk about both our trips.
The next time, I wish I would have thought about this time, but I was so busy with everything. The next time I go to Disneyland, I'm hiding toys. I'm going to do in these odd places that people may never find them, but I'm going to hide toys. Like I did with the keys at Legion's Con.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing for Disneyland next time I go there.
Will you give like
hints
to people and see if people go and find it?
For sure. For sure.
Awesome.
I want to do, I follow, like different skateboarders or different product pros or whatever, but like Tony Hawk will take full, like complete skateboards and then just hide them randomly and just take a photo of the general location of where they're at and post on social media and go, I want to do that once, Ashen Oath gets in my hands, go to places and just hide these figures and see if people will find them. If they don't, they don't, but leave some hints to, the whereabouts, kind of like geocaching. It'd be so much fun.
There was somebody in the Northeast who hid this one of a kind, like golden object that was like this it was just like worth some absurd amount of money because it was made out of
Really,
like pure gold.
dude.
And there was it was like this whole thing, and like there was a radius in like every week. I forget what it was, but every week or something like that, the radius got smaller and
Oh my
smaller.
god,
And it
that's
was just this
crazy.
crazy thing. And it was like right near where I grew up. I forget it was like in Northampton or something like that. Like it was really close to like, where I'm from.
That's
Um,
fun.
and then J.J. Abrams hit a book once in Boston,
Oh
and a friend of
really?
mine found it.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. See, those
He
things are
wrote an
fun.
article. I got to reread that article. It was an interesting like puzzler, a J.J. Abrams type puzzle
Yeah,
type thing
yeah,
to
yeah.
find it.
That's awesome.
All right, so let's go through. So we got some figures that are, Legion's Con figures, or I guess everything here was this one was Legion's Con
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right? Koi was the table drop. Koi is limit of 2. And then we had the two Legacies of Mythos, Valgard and Scaphoid. Now those two are standard versions. So there's pieces like the long legs in Valgard and the wings in a couple pieces in Scaphoid. Like they don't come with those exclusive parts, but still killer figures nonetheless. And those will be available with a limit of 2 each. I imagine this top row should do okay. Like I don't think there's going to be like anything instantly selling out in this top
Yeah.
row.
Yeah.
Thoth. This is the first availability online of Thoth, I believe.
Mm.
So no limits, but like the fact that they have no limits makes me think it should be plenty. And
Yeah.
their figures rarely are like instant sales. They make a lot of these things.
Yeah.
I was thinking when they dropped Thoth that they would do Sekhmet, who was on the side of the box, and like do them together.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. And then we have the Legion's Con exclusives specific, the ones that were the Legion's Con exclusives, the Revenant and the Warrior. Those are limit of 2 each. That's one that I think could sell out quickly.
Yeah. The Revenant's such a great figure. I mean, they both are, but
yeah. And then the Trell and the Nymph, also pretty hard to get, so those could also go. I think the Legion's Con ones, those sold out at Legion's Con.
mm-hmm.
So and then they sold out online when they went up on like Big Bad Toy Store very quickly. So those could be hot ticket items. And then you have the limit of 1 each per character on the Gladiator Armory. So that's another one that's going to be tough, I think. I mean, I don't think any of these are going to be tough to get, but I think like some of them have the potential to sell out in the first like half hour or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your advice to the noobs that come in for?
Just don't delay. Just log in a couple minutes early, get in there and order your stuff. I don't think you have to like order one thing and then check out and then get your second pick and then check. No, like you could probably get everything on your first one. But I wouldn't delay. If you want anything on that bottom row, don't wait around.
Yeah.
Like, just do it. And if you were aware of this ahead of time and like, like you didn't prepare, like,
yeah,
like I'm going to be at Disney. I'll be okay if I miss it because I know that like I have a priority that's higher than this. So like, right. If I miss it, like I'm fine with it. I'm not going to complain. So whatever, but like, yeah, like if this is a priority to you, I would get in there, especially if you want the armory stuff. And I'm sure like some of the armory ones will sell out real fast and some won't sell out as fast. So yeah. Set an alarm, set a reminder, use a computer. Like, I don't even like, even this, I don't like, if you're there, like, what was the last thing that sold out? Was it the Legendary Barbarian? Even that was like 15 minutes, right? Like even if you're on your phone, 15 minutes is an eternity. If you're there at 11 a.m., you should be able to get it.
Totally. It's not like
but you never know. You never know. Like Savage Crucible, like that stuff rarely goes super fast, but apparently something went quick this time. I guess it was the those ones that dropped on retailers. They had that like almost purple Skeletor kind of looking guy. And the beast, the furry like werewolfy kind of thing. I forget what it was. Yeah. You know what just shipped is Elric.
Yeah. He looks great.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, he looks cool.
I got my tracking, but it hasn't started moving yet.
Nice.
Hayes says, make a reservation for Tiffin's and grab a burger during the sale. I haven't had Tiffin's. We did make reservations already, so I don't know if we're going to add another one. But I did have a really good burger at the restaurant at the Contemporary Hotel, like that classic, like 70s hotel that's there. That's like right next to Magic Kingdom. I had a really good burger at that restaurant last year.
Nice.
Okay. So that's the first half, the first chunk of stuff from the sale. And then the second chunk of stuff from the sale is Necronominus, which seems crazy that they haven't put any of these up online yet on the site because it's been over a year, right?
Yeah.
A couple of things are already sold out. They just don't have any left, which tells me that you're probably not even going to be able to find these at tables anymore if they don't have any, or maybe they have like a case or two and they don't want to put up 12 figures to just have people get angry. But
right.
Almost everything is available. Uxak is gone though. And Elijah. But Gideon, that'll be a hot one.
Yeah.
Necronominus himself.
Great
Capiculi.
Figure. Yeah. Those are fun.
Yeah, things are not like they were a couple years ago where like it's just readily available for years. Like these are slipping away quicker and quicker. Build a license. I kind of do. It's funny. I told my daughter like, hey, let's build a lightsaber. Let's do this, or let's build a droid. And she didn't really want to. And I didn't really want to do it. We were there with my daughter. I wasn't going to like drag her in there and have her watch me build a lightsaber.
Yeah. It's a great experience though. It's a full, it's a full event, right? Even when you're waiting out in line out front, they build it up like, we got to get inside real quick because the Imperium's coming, and then you got to get rushed in, and the story is pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. If any of the people who we're with want to do it, I'll totally do it and buy them a lightsaber. But
I did it with a friend, and I don't know if you know about the ceremony. I'm not going to spoil it necessarily, but when you activate your lightsaber, it's kind of a big deal during the ceremony.
Yeah.
His didn't activate. It's like the worst. It's like the worst thing can happen.
You start like,
he's like, come on, come on,
like
come on.
a flashlight.
Yeah, totally. And they had some story behind it why it didn't. They had some kind of backup story, which was great.
Yeah.
But it was like, oh man.
Another thing is I've been trying to get my daughter to, like, she likes Mando and she's been watching the series, and I've been trying to like push her to like let's go, let's finish together, let's finish the series so that we can get ready for the movie. Yeah. But she's like, she's no urgency. I don't know.
Yeah. How old is she?
She's 11.
Okay.
She doesn't have Star Wars urgency like I do. Someday it'll permeate throughout her life, and then one day she'll become a massive fan.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
I feel like my daughter's perspective was like, I don't want him to spend this money on me on this because there might be something else that I want him to blow a bunch of money on me on. Like, I feel like that was her mentality.
I want the backpack, Dad. I want the backpack.
Yeah.
Disney backpack. $100.
I know, those are expensive.
Is she pin trading? Is she doing any of that pin trading at all?
Yeah. I mean, she hasn't really done any trading, but we buy pins. We bought a couple pins when we were there, and
Nice.
she was putting them on her. She does have a backpack, but it was like she found it at like TJ Maxx or something
Yeah.
before we went, And though she carried the backpack around and then put pins on it and stuff as we were there.
Very cool.
One cool one was after we got off the Avatar Flight of Passage ride, we were shopping around and we were looking at pins, and I was like, you should pick out a pin. And she picked out a 2-pack of pins. It was 2 pins side by side so that she could give me one.
Oh, nice. Were they Star Wars ones?
They were Avatar pins.
Avatar. Oh, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That was nice.
No, nobody dislikes your stuff more than your own kids. It's true. Especially like Ash. Now she's in her tweens and like, Dad, that's not cool. Like,
Yep. For sure.
But okay. All right. So that's the news. Huge shout out to the channel members, of course. Thank you very much, everybody. I feel like it went up. Like it's kind of like it's teetering around this number. Like it shot way up a couple weeks ago with like gifted memberships, and then I feel like it's kind of settled into this 115-ish.
Nice.
So, which is amazing. So thanks everybody. Appreciate it. And we are going to give away 2 things. This one we'll do later in the show just to incentivize, because I feel like this is going to be a popular one.
Mm-hmm.
So this one we'll give away a little bit after. All right. So this is the Toy-Con New Jersey. Let me actually go do this real quick. Remove. This is the Toy-Con New Jersey Highlands Warrior. This is an opened figure. This is the one I reviewed. I just figure, hey, I might as well give it away. This was a gift from Joe Viteri.
Nice.
So that I could review it and stuff. So I might as well pass it on, and I'll just get my own when the standard releases, which is totally fine.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, so just so you know, it is open. It's open on the bottom. Whoever wins that. We'll do that after. Do you want to, before we get started with the Kickstarter, should we start your giveaway?
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
All right, here we go. So here's what Brian is going to give away first.
Yeah, so what we have here is, as you know, in the Kickstarter, we have the ethereal edition of the Mortem Resonant. It'll be a clear green version of the standard army builder. This is actually the prototype of the sword from that set. So what I want to do was give that away. But on top of that, I wanted to create like a cool stand, like a cool holder that had some lore behind it. And this is the Whispers of the Hands stand. So the stand comes with it. It's gold painted arms that come off like a small base that can hold, a lot of different types of weapons. But I thought, with that green and gold, it'd look really cool to have that as a kind of a combo deal for a giveaway. But this is a piece of history of Ashen Oath. This one's, like I said, this will be something that I pass on to the factory and have them take a look at and see if we can match the translucence of the materials and things like that. So it's not something that a lot of people do, give away the actual prototypes. So I thought it'd be fun for the super fan to have something like that in hand. So yeah, and then I can go through. Here's a couple other. Let me see if I can here's another look at the stand itself. Different angle. So yeah, and those are actually 3 different pieces. Those arms peg into that base. When I ship it out to you, I may glue it, may not. They're not super secured in there. They're a little loose, but not too bad. We'll see. But one way or the other, if it's glued, I'll make sure it's wrapped up really nicely so it doesn't break. But yeah, that's the giveaway tonight. You get the resonant ethereal sword and the 1-of-1 stand. I may do more of these stands, probably not for sale, but I might do some for photography later for some of the other weapons. But this is the first one. Just came out of the lab painting today, so it's pretty pretty fresh.
All right, and real quick, we have a super chat from Kevin Boots, $5 super chat. Thank you, Kevin.
Nice.
Take the oath and back the
Yes,
Kickstarter.
I love it. Take the oath. You are an oath bearer.
Take the oath.
Take the oath.
He's whispering in my ear, guys. It's
yes,
happening.
that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that. That's so crazy. Anyways.
All right, so what we are going to do is a hashtag. So I'm going to remove, let's see here, banners. I'll remove that for a minute. And we're going to stick this up here. Ashen Oath. I'm going to go over to this tab and pull this up. Oh, I have to pull this down. Pull that up there. And the entries are coming in. And we'll talk Ashen Oath for a little while. And then we'll spin the wheel.
There you go.
All right.
Hashtag Ashen Oath in the chat, you guys.
Yep. And just a reminder, link to the Kickstarter is in the description. Let's actually pull it up for one quick second here.
Cool.
All right, 72,457. Let's get that ticker moving, people.
Yes.
He's about halfway to the 150,000 goal. 13 days left. Well within reach.
Yeah. Yeah, they say
not guaranteed, right?
Not guaranteed.
Well, it's in reach, but not guaranteed at this point.
Exactly. Like for my peace of mind, get those pledges in now so I can see those numbers move.
Get
it's
them
like
in early.
Get them in early. So yeah, we hit that. Typically on a Kickstarter, you want to see the first 30% within the first couple of days of the campaign, first 48. You're going to see you try to coop 30% of it in between that and the last final days of the campaign. So we're looking pretty good there. 2 weeks left going into the last half of it. It's looking good as far as the trajectory and the traditionally speaking how the Kickstarters go. So it's looking good. But yeah, for my peace of mind, get those in soon so I can watch that needle move a little bit.
Yeah. Patrick Boyle, day one backer. Let's get those glorious figures made.
Thank you.
I've always felt like you have this very singular kind of like focus with your stuff, and you have a vision that is very clear.
Okay.
And it's just I've always appreciated that about everything, and just like that history makes me think that these are just going to be spectacular figures.
Thank you. Thanks for saying that. I do have a clear vision, and I take lots of notes. I have a really deep lore Bible as far as the characters go and armor, environments, and so the continuity of it, you'll feel it as it progresses.
Draw Taylor with the $5 super chat. You want to whisper this one? Go ahead and whisper this one.
Whispers from the House of Embers. Or that you should support the Ashen Oath Kickstarter. What I love about this, that's House of Embers would be probably a Ashen Oath namesake that was drawn like a partial, right? Something Embers. Something we did at Legion's Con last year did the namesake first and last name draws, and it went over really well. It's cool to see some of the draws that people had got. Mine was Eternal Fang. So
I forgot mine.
It's a vampire.
I gotta look mine up. I forgot what it was.
Totally. Those were fun.
Yeah. You know what's great? The short story. Who wrote those short stories again?
Which ones? The
Ashen Oath short stories.
Oh yeah, that was well, I wrote the first one, and the second one was Zach. He poet, a writer, took what I had originally and just really added life to it. Did such a great job.
Yeah, those are great. I enjoyed those.
Thanks. And I wanted to keep them fairly, with stories, I like leaving some things up to your imagination and not having too much out there, spelling too much out, kind of giving like these little bursts. And I wanted the stories to really lead up to this first wave of action figures. So the story just kind of ends at the figures you're going to see basically in this first wave. And so I kind of want to do that in bursts. So for the next set, there'll be another set of stories that I'll reveal and, things like that. So
we got some of the names. We got
Oh
Dustin
yeah.
is Crimson Relic.
Yes. It's a good one.
Cullen is Radiant Watcher.
Mm.
Ben is Withered Lantern. Herb is Silent Fang. Pale Ember. Lighted Fang. Oathbound Lantern.
That's a good one.
Shadowblade.
Shadowblade.
Silent Herald.
That's a good one.
Joe says, I can't wait for more lore. Can't get enough. I would definitely buy an Ashen Oath novel if one was ever
Nice.
released.
Yeah. No, Zach Roberts, he's just, like I said, he's really breathed a lot of life into the stories, and I hope we can do some more things with him. I'd love to do a graphic novel too. You know, I'd love to have something like that, or just some, short comic series, or, whatever that might look like. So that's definitely on the horizon.
Heinrich says, Bloodied Ember, and shout out to Roberto Suarez, who just did a video on my channel, actually. He did a little tutorial of the Bungie, like just the saddle and the sleeping bag, and he has his like nautical knots he uses to like tie it up nicely and stuff. So that's a nice little one. And there might be another one coming. An alternate version, let's just say.
Nice. I was watching him do those knots. I was like, how are you doing that?
Like, I know. You have to see it, like, to be able to do it,
It's really cool.
Brick Something is Suzanne Hoff's Eternal Flame.
Yes.
I remember slow dancing to that in middle school.
Oh my God. Yes. That's so good.
Gilded Whisper.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Iron Pact.
No, that's a good one too.
That's two words that like they're two like very tight, like punchy words for compared to a lot of the other ones.
Yeah. That's something you can chant. It's like chantable. You can chant it.
Yeah.
It's Brad Pitt. Yes.
Now they're just making them up. Handsome Devil.
Is there a Careless Whisper? Oh my God. That's so good. Handsome Devil.
Lover.
Oh man. I love that. It's hilarious.
I gotta look mine up again after this.
Yeah. Yeah, they were fun. They went over really well at the show.
Yeah, it was cool. All right. Actually, is it on my... Oh, I don't have my lanyard here.
They might be. They were stickers.
I found it. It's Shattered Thorn. It's
Shattered
stuck
Thorn.
on this thing over here, but
There you go.
Shattered Thorn.
There it is. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, they were stickers that you could draw, and we had them. We had people put them on their name badge. So you drew your first name, your last name, and they were just like characters that would be in the world of Ashen Oath, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, you drew them randomly, and then...
Yeah.
So let me just go with this view, and then stick them on your...
Yeah.
And Roberto had to stick them on for everyone.
Yes, he did.
He figured out how to peel them, and nobody could peel them. I couldn't.
Oh my God!
Peeled. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll peel it for you."
Yeah, he was really good at it.
Yeah. Okay. I can't go full screen for too long. My hair is just psychotic. So let's go back to here.
I love it.
Okay. Oh, Curtis, I'm waiting for Brian to use his finger to show me where the Kickstarter is.
No, right?
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. We'll go here. Hold on. All right, go ahead.
The tab. That tab up there. There it is. That way.
Okay. All right, back
Got
to
it.
here. Okay, there it is. Curtis, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Time to shave.
Awesome.
I should go smooth for a little while.
I was telling Bill earlier that his hair looks like the Cabal logo. The hair.
Yeah, right.
Matches.
There we go.
Yep. There it is.
It's got like devil horns coming out the side.
It's perfect.
I took a shower after my workout, and I don't have to go to work, so I don't think about like combing my hair.
Do you have a gym? Do you go to a gym?
No, I have free weights here, dumbbells, and a bench, and
Nice.
a bike, a stationary bike here.
Oh, nice. There you
Yeah,
go. It's perfect.
just in my like downstairs living room area.
Yeah. You should get some kettlebells.
Yeah, I should.
Those are just get one or two of them. Get like a 25-pounder. There's so much you can do with just one of those.
Right.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you're talking about my scalp. I could do that too. Actually, that wouldn't be a bad look for me, I think. I think I could pull that off. I don't think I would ever shave my scalp. Like I don't think I would ever
they
like
bick it.
razor it. But like I would totally go like fully buzzed down. And then yeah, I wouldn't have to comb my hair. Ever. Okay, I did want to walk us through. We'll look through the Kickstarter, but I have the slides here that we can go through.
Yeah.
And again, there's not a lot. Like this is a pretty tight Kickstarter, so you kept it. I think reasonable for collectors, right? Like it's not overwhelming at all.
Yeah.
Sometimes a Kickstarter, you're like, holy crap, I just spent $1,000 and I have 30 figures on the way, and it's like,
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
But,
Totally.
all right, let's walk us through these.
Yeah. So yeah, this is kind of going to be your army builder, I would say. So you have the Mortem Resonant. These are, like I said, like the army of the Mortem King, basically the minions. You get 3 sets of hands. You get that obsidian sword, the clear ethereal one, like you see it in the giveaway. That's that version of it, the standard one. So $45 gets you that character, and boom, he's. People thought originally when I was launching Ashen Oath that it was going to be like a monochrome series, but it's not. So the skull looks a little bit more white, I guess, in this photo, but it's more bone colored, I would say, and then the eyes are green. Obviously, usually like in the world of Ashen Oath, you're going to see if there's something that's influenced by the Stone of Radiance, there's going to be some sort of a green tinge to it, kind of like just an influence of the stone. So yeah.
Is that coming from within? Would you describe it as?
Yeah. Yep. 100%.
Real quick, we have a gifted memberships, 10 memberships, and I realized I can check, I think, let me see if I can do this here. I do need to scroll to the bottom. Is this going to happen? What's going on here? I think I can check them. Hold on, let me refresh that. Yes. Okay, so let's see here. F. Silva, Travis P., Ben McCall, MJ Staten, Toy Culprits, JD Matutino, Dave Orkin, Bank 2673, Jurassic Jesse, and Kilroy all received those memberships from
Nice.
Dansky84. So thank you, Dansky.
Awesome. Very cool.
Sweet.
Agent Z-Man was asking if the skull jaw is articulated, and the answer is yes. It does.
Oh, nice.
It's hinged at it's hinged at the jaw.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
That adds a lot to like posing and photos and
especially in skulls.
right.
Drop that jaw down.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's on a double, like it's on a barbell neck peg, so you got some pretty crazy range, especially when you drop that jaw open. And then you kind of do a tilt back head with the jaw. It looks pretty. Right, yeah. It's pretty wild, yeah.
Yeah. Which will show a photo of something like that when we get to the Kickstarter page. Just flip through that. Okay. And I love the shape of the swords, and just a really nice, again, like kind of elegant, like shape to these swords.
Thanks for noticing that. Yeah, I really want to keep it simple, but have something that was like an identifier. that set them apart, right? Without it being too crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Choir Morn. So we have basically the same armor set. They are the champion versions of the Mortal Resonance. So if you were to see these in life or in real life or the world of Ashen Oath, they're rarely seen. They're kind of a commander type unit. Comes with a helmet, removable helmet. Again, has a articulated jaw. All these figures are 30 plus points of articulation too. We might have a slide that shows the breakout or the exploded version, but you got the double elbows. It has a socketed butterfly shoulders, and then you have the barbell chest and waist pelvis area. Yeah. Again, you have 3 sets of hands, and then you have the Choir Morn sword also,
which you have a full sized version of, right?
I do.
You gonna grab it? All right.
Yes, sir. Make sure I don't knock anything over.
Nice.
Yep, and there's the one I showcased at this my tabletopper at Legions Con.
Yep.
Yeah. This is different. So what you see here are the same kind of souls, I guess, repeated.
Mm-hmm.
The new version of it has different skulls. So I think there's 3 different skulls that are different sizes and tweaked a little bit. So it adds more variety to the blade. This, I was in such a rush to try to get this finished before Legions Con that I had to do something quick. So I just repeated the pattern. And it's kind of it's a more of like a chopper blade. It's not super long,
right?
But it's a little bit wider. It's kind of like a Conan sword. So I don't know what you call that technically, what type of blade that is, but yeah, that's the 1-to-1.
Awesome.
CB, when he came to my booth, he's like, "You've got to do that as one of the Kickstarter tiers. You got to do some of those." And I tried to find a company that can do like blow molding or some kind of finished product, but I couldn't get anyone to do it. So
yeah,
maybe one of these days we'll do something.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the Choir Morn. Super cool. It's got gold finish. Whereas the other one's just more steel, like black armor with wear or distress. And then the pauldrons on this one's a little bit different. You can't really see it in the picture, but it has a skull with like these ram horns that circle around the sides of it. So that's a little bit different too.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
this is Corthanis. And if you guys are up to speed on the story, Corthanis basically was this kid in this village. Calden was his village name, so that's his adopted name. Later, I don't want to spoil it too much, but later, come to find out later, his name is Corthanis of Oraveth. He's one of the last surviving people of this the group that the Mortem King. Read the story, you'll get more details about it. It's pretty awesome. But there's a reason why he's wearing the armor, and there's a reason why it's white too. So there's a pretty cool lore background behind why that is. But again, we have a new sword, and then we have 3 sets of hands as well. And yeah, this is basically a real good kid has to wear cursed armor to survive, to find out who these bad guys were that annihilated his village. And so he's kind of fighting within himself and the cursed armor to figure out what's going on in this world now. So it's an interesting problem he's having. Yeah, I think that what's really cool about this guy is one of the opening scenes is literally you see this hand come into the scene, it's plucking the fly out of the spider web. Like he's saving this fly. And so it really shows in that one scene kind of how gentle this guy is. And then later all this stuff happens in this village, like bad news. And then, him having to wear this armor that whispers to him is conflicting with this good side of him. And it's kind of changing. It's a really interesting metamorphosis that he's going through. And it's fun. You guys will like it.
Yeah, check out the short stories.
Yeah, they're not very long reads, so there's a lot. It's concentrated information, a really short read. So
Okay, so those are the three main ones, right? And then we
Mm-hmm.
get into the stretch goals.
Yeah. And then this would be the good-ish guys. I like using the word good-ish. It seems to make people laugh a little bit because
Mhm.
in the world of Ashen Oath, there's no real like super good. Someone had mentioned before, and I can't remember, but you can consider these guys like the boogeymen to the boogeymen, right? Kind of like the whole John Wick kind of thing, right? He's the
Yeah.
boogeyman to the boogeyman. So these are the guys that are after they're monster hunters, basically. After the elite monsters, the Mortem obviously are the top tier that they're going after. And so, unfortunately, on their way to do these things, they're likely to pass a village just being ransacked by bandits, and they're like, oh, it's not our problem. They got bigger fish to fry, kind of thing. So this is Vesperon. He is the leader of the Eventide. He is a vampire himself. He was turned into a vampire previously. His family was killed by the vampire, and his mission is to take down I don't want to say yet who that is, who the main vampire character is, but anyways, that's his mission. And then along the way, they're fighting against the Mortem, and they see Corthanus. At the very end of the second part of the Mortem song, which is where this series is, they come into the picture. Him and Curfew come in, and they see Corthanus fighting the Mortem, and they're confused that here's someone wearing the Mortem armor in white fighting other Mortem. They're not sure if it's a chaos thing, or if he's a good guy, or if it's a new really, really bad guy, because the Mortem they're really hard to kill just on their own. And here's this guy, here's Corthanus, basically evaporating by almost touching him. So they're like, whoa, okay, should we be really afraid of this guy, or
Right.
or do we need him to be on our side, kind of thing? And that's
Yeah,
where the
yeah.
story ends. So it's pretty cool. And then there's so this guy, we have, it's more of a deluxe figure, so you're going from 45 to 55, but what you're getting is you're getting the soft goods. So CJSM and I worked on this design. It's a new look. It has like a leather strap around the neck with like a nickel ring, wired opening to the hood, wired collar, and then wired down the front, so you can do a lot of really nice posing. There's might have seen on my Instagram, but I showed a little breakdown of like the seams. So you got a seam going down the hood, and then a seam going down the shoulder, so it really adds this nice tailored look to the character. They're really nice. He did such a great job.
Is it how is it shorter, or is it just look shorter because
it looks shorter? I can show you actually if you want to.
Yeah, let me put you large. This one, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
It's a standard size, and so we have the distressing around the bottom.
Yeah,
you can see that. Yeah, and
yeah,
then it's wired, and yeah, it'll be full length.
The shoulder thing will be interesting to see that in action.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice. Yeah, and then you have this. You have the mask. So we have the Mempo masks. A lot of people like to call them the Oni masks. Oni masks are traditionally more of like paper mache for like ceremonial. Mempo masks are the actual armored masks. They're somewhat for protection. And then you'll see on this character, if you go to my Instagram, you'll see more details as far as the armor goes. But all the embellishments, the Mempo mask, are all mocking vampires or mocking monsters. So you'll see like swords through vampires' heads, and they're just like taunting them, basically. Like, they're just, like I said, they're not good. They're not good guys. They're just like, they're just bad, the bad guys. So, yeah. And that's Vesperon.
A couple questions here. Can you talk about your inspiration behind Ashen Oath? I see a lot of Elden Ring, which is amazing.
Yeah. So, believe it or not, I mean, we have influence from Star Wars. I saw the world premiere of Star Wars in '77, so that's probably the first movie I've ever seen. Star Wars, a lot of movies, obviously Lord of the Rings, Conan, of course. But gaming wise, it's funny that you say Elden Ring, because I'm an Elden Ring fan, Dark Souls fan. A lot of those, Diablo, Path of Exile, a lot of those games. What's fascinating about these is that you have really cool artwork. really cool armor sets that sometimes you can customize. Like you swap out different armor skins.
Yeah.
So it's really inspiring as a designer to say, oh, this is really a really cool combo. So you start to pull from these different places to create, the characters of like in your mind what that might look like. And so a lot of it is like a lot of it does come from video games and or movies. If it has that dark fantasy vibe, that gritty vibe to it, then I'm really attracted to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then and with Ashen Oath, my biggest thing was, with the dark fantasy, it's such a bleak in a dark space that when you do something that's hopeful or something that's shiny, it really shines in a really dark space. If you do the opposite and you introduce really bright armor and bright, godly characters, it's hard to go above that. It's hard to have something shine or be really important. So I really wanted to take things really, really, really down. That way things would pop in this dark, bleak space.
Speaking of popping, Chris is asking, do you anticipate there'll be any pop and swappability here?
I think so. I think with the pauldrons, I can talk about that a little bit right now. They don't peg on the back like some figures are. They actually peg on the outer deltoid. So it has like a, I don't know if I have a piece here. So the pauldrons should be able to, I'm going to work with the factory to see if we can make sure that's a standard plug, I guess, the peg that go into the deltoids. And if so, then we'll be able to swap out the shoulders or the pauldrons, and the heads will be able to be swappable as well too. And I think the hands as well.
Right.
You'll have, because they're just gonna be ball jointed, ball and socket. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And pinless. These you'll see this as a pinless design, so you won't see the pins on the elbows and the knees.
Yeah.
Or on the shoulders. Very
nice.
Yeah.
And then Curfew.
Yeah, Curfew. So this is Corthanus's right hand man. He is or right hand skeleton. He's an ex Mortem bodyguard to the Mortem King, and so he's been disbanded from that space and is on a vengeance path to take down the Mortem King for what's happened to him. And so he's partnered with the Eventide. That's why you see him wearing the Mortem chest piece. It's kind of one of those things in the story where they kind of have to wear it. You can have a minimum set of Mortem armor to stay alive after you've been converted, so to speak. And that's kind of the last piece that you have to kind of hold on to keep yourself together, so to speak. Yeah. And so Curfew will have all the other Eventide armor, and this is a whole new armor set. So this is new molds, minus the chest, of course. Even his head, so I took the Mortem Resonant and Quiremorn skull and distressed it, knocked out a tooth, cracked his skull, and did some other things. So that's a different sculpt as well, a different mold. So but again, that'll be swappable as well.
Right. Soft
goods and yeah.
Talon Watch.
This one's been a popular one. Yeah. This one is I would say is going to be somewhat of an army builder as well. They're the kind of like the knight assassins of the Eventide. Same armor set, the classic Eventide armor, and then you have a new head sculpt which has the kind of the falcon motif on it that goes along with the Talon Watch theme. But consider them more like the assassins. They go in at night and kind of take care of business.
I can totally see him reverse gripping those daggers.
Oh my God, right? I know. Been one of the most popular ones. This armor is more on the black side with some highlight wear, whereas the Eventide are more of a steel, kind of a classic steel armor.
Yeah.
Iron kind of look. So
yeah. And hey, you can't go wrong with black and red, right?
Oh my God, looks great. Yeah. I was inspired by Snake Eyes a little bit on this one. Like I go way back, to like the old G.I. Joe comics, and Snake Eyes was clearly my favorite, back then. And so I just have always loved just the all black look on the characters. So yeah.
Okay, so I think that was the last one, right? Yeah. Okay.
Mhm. And
So
the other ones that we don't have pictured here is I do have like the artist blanks available
yep,
for the Mortem Resonance. So the original army builder for the Mortems, they come in a non-painted version, so you can paint those yourself. There's you can single or you can get a 3-pack of those.
we're gonna pull up the Kickstarter and
Oh,
just kind
cool.
of scroll through that. So but
Perfect.
first, let's do the Ashen Oath giveaway.
Okay.
So, quick reminder that it is the prototype of the sword in a special stand to
Yes.
go to display it.
For sure.
All right. So let's
Good
pull
luck.
up I'm just gonna pull this up and then switch over to this one. We got 126 entries.
Hey,
Nice.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, everybody. Last
Good
call.
luck. Good
Put
luck.
in Ashen Oath for the first giveaway. And it is possible to win both giveaways. There's no restrictions on that. Got 129 entries. Gonna spin it in
Nice.
3,
Good luck.
2, 1. Here we go.
All right.
Good luck, everybody. Who's it gonna be? Darla Ackerman.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Nice
Darla,
work.
You can contact Brian directly, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And then get in touch there. Congrats,
Congratulations.
Darla. Nice.
Wow. Very cool.
Good win.
Congratulations. Yeah. That's awesome.
All right. Okay, let me. Actually, I'm gonna keep this up. No, I'm gonna. Hold on. Let me. All right, we're gonna get the other giveaway going, and we'll spend some time on the Kickstarter page, and you can talk about little ins and outs and things, and then we'll draw for the Highlands Warrior.
Nice.
So I need to go here, and just I gotta remember what. I think it was just. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this one is ToyCon, New Jersey, ToyCon NJ. And this is for the. Let me go like this for a second. Oh, hold on. This here. This is for the Highlands Warrior. So get your entries in for the Highlands Warrior and make sure you get over to ToyCon, New Jersey. If you're in that area, that is this weekend. All right. So Saturday, what's today? The 16th, Saturday, the 18th, right?
Yep.
ToyCon, New Jersey. Is that 2 days? Is that a multi-day event?
I don't remember.
I can't remember. Wait, is it on the box? No. Somebody in the chat let us know. Is that more than 1 day? Okay. Go back over to entries coming in. Yep, we got 96 already. And come back to this. And we'll bring up the Kickstarter and see where it's at. Ashen Oath.
Nice.
73,205.
Yep. Moving up. It's moving.
There. Yeah, it's moving.
Nice.
All right. Okay, so all right, let's scroll down to tell me if you want to just talk about anything as I'm scrolling to the.
Yeah, so this one right here, this image is it's a poster that's available as an add-on in the Kickstarter as well. So this will be available, and then I'll assign each one of those with a gold pen, make it a little extra special, and that'll be a fun one to get a hold of.
Those are add-ons.
It is.
Okay, and then
if you click the rewards tab up at the top, you might be able to cut to it a little bit quicker, maybe.
No.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
So it's going to show add-ons. It'll show.
No. So we'll just scroll down to it. So there's your office.
Yep,
Is that where you are right now?
That's where I'm right now.
So we're
different
standing
angle.
behind you right now.
You're standing behind me.
We're standing behind you.
Right there in that picture. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, articulation. I mean, you kind of talked through it, but just for people to kind of see it visually while you kind of discuss it a little bit.
For sure. So you got 36 points or 30 plus points. I don't remember exactly how that goes, but yeah. So that's the exploded view. Gives a pretty good indicator of how things will move. You can see on the pauldrons where the pegs are at. In this picture, it shows a hole for where the upper arm goes into the disc of the pancake and the ball socket. There's no hole there. They're all pinless. That's an old picture. But if you look just to the side of it, there's a smaller little hole. That indentation, there's a little kind of little divot right there, and that's where the pegs would go in for the pauldrons. So what you're getting there is you're getting this lateral movement. Kind of goes up down. So if you go into a T pose, you can get a good T pose, and the pauldron will pivot
and shift it up.
Yep, shift it up. And then what it'll do is you can get a full 360 arm rotation with it as well. So you can do full arms overhead without the pauldrons getting in the way. Yeah. And it doesn't add to the silhouette. It doesn't widen the silhouette across the shoulders. Sometimes when you do that, the pauldrons look really wide where the body's kind of a little more narrow. So I designed it in a way where it tucks in a little bit closer, so it looks more organic, I guess, so to speak.
Did you consider drop down hips at all?
I did. I looked at it, but it was just it was a little more complicated than I wanted to get into. Yeah. And so I just didn't. I just went with more of a traditional ball. Right. And I don't have a hip cut or a thigh cut either at this point. Now, with talking to the factor that you never know, that might change. But the way the ball and socket works right now, you get a good rocker, like the thigh rocks nice, like rotation wise, and you get the full splits. And the pelvis there will be of a softer material, so you have flexibility in that space. And then the skirt,
the pelvis,
and the skirt, the folds will be more of a pliable material as well. So those will obviously. Now you get double knees, and then we have
twist at the ankles. Yes.
Yeah, totally.
I like that's a big one for me. Like I need that.
Yeah, and then the wrists as well,
especially with double knees, because one of the trade-offs you get with double knees is you can't do a twist at the knee, really.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to have it. You have to have it at the ankles, and then the wrists as well. So to eliminate having to do a horizontal and a I don't know what you call that, horizontal socket or whatever,
vertical or horizontal.
You just have a twist, or you have that pegged in there, so the hand can twist, and then whatever position, and you have the disc also.
Right.
It's a little more engineering, but I think it's worth it.
Yeah. Got some comparisons.
Yeah.
Who's this guy on the left?
Yeah, so that's the it is V-Toys. So that's the V-Toys something. It's a Batman. So it's actually a Batman medieval style, kind of like loosely. But it I can't remember his name. But anyways, V-Toys. Gosh, I should know this because it's one of my favorite figures as far as articulation goes and engineering. But yeah, that was
someone
cool.
In the chat will let us know.
Yeah.
Frazetta Girls, Dark Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of slightly taller than that one.
Yeah. And what I did with designing, these are coming in at about 7.5 inches. But what I wanted to do, and if you've seen these live, is I wanted the body proportions to be real similar to a 6.5, 7-inch character, to be more like they're 7 foot tall people, like just massive creatures, right? People of this race. That way, I wanted to keep it more realistic as far as some of the feet go, the hands, arms, where it really gets its length or the height is mostly in the shins. So you'll see a longer shin, slightly shorter thigh, and then that's kind of it. It's where it gets most of it. So it looks more organic to, like I said, a 112.
Right. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Man, these two look good together right here.
Yeah, those do look good. And you know, if you notice, like with my design, like this is a good example here with the Revenant, is I have more longer proportions. So they're, I don't know if you want to say athletic, I guess, but you look at, you know, Mythic Legions, they're definitely more built. Like they're built, they're stout, stocky. And so I wanted to lean it out a little bit. And so with that, it gives a little more illusion of height too. But yeah, more sleek,
Swimmers.
I guess.
You got swimmers.
They're swimmers, yeah. Yeah, this really shows it right here. Like you can see like how different they would look as far as skeletal
especially
features.
the shins and the thighs here, like
Yeah.
it's reversed, right? Like
yeah.
Savage.
Yep.
Mezco.
Yep. Definitely on the shorter side.
Yeah, the Mezco it's
tiny,
kind of notorious for being a little too small to mix with a lot of the current stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so those are size comparisons. Here's a nice photo. I love this lighting right here.
Yeah. And there's an example of having kind of that turn, right? The turn with the jaw open. You can get some real dramatic looks that way. As it is right now, the neck is on a ball socket at the base of the neck, and also has a socket at the top, and you got the barbell at the top as well. I don't know if we're going to go with a fixed neck because I'm getting a really good range out of the barbell at the neck, at the head. That may not have to happen, but we'll see how that goes. But
okay, so then we kind of, we talked about the Mortem Resonant.
Yeah.
The Choir Morn. This gives, I like looking at this because it gives you the nice, the photography.
Yeah. And you can see how the helmet rests into the skull. Like you can see that nose guard piece that's on the helmet kind of matches the bridge of the nose. And so, I wanted to line up where the teeth on the helmet matched up. So
it creates like a secondary skull sort of. Like
totally.
Silhouette or something.
Yeah. And that's the benefit of being the designer and producer is I can spend 15 hours or on the 16th hour do things like that. Whereas you're gonna have to pay an artist to do that, and you may not want to do that. Like, let's just skip that.
Right.
Let's just skip that part.
Yeah.
I can actually do that. Insanely, I can do that. And then Corthanus. Yep.
And then all in. This is where I'm at.
Nice.
With my pledge is the all in.
Yeah.
Did you unlock some of these already or no?
No, not yet.
Okay.
There is an unannounced. So in that all in package, there's one more character that's unannounced, and that's I was gonna do a reveal on the show, but for some reason when I printed the double knees, they were from the different size scale, so they didn't fit. So I couldn't get it together. But I'll have pictures of it here shortly. But it's gonna be it's gonna be a stretch goal, but it'll be a stretch goal between the one we're in right now, the 150, and the 230. I think it's gonna be like 160 something. So it'll be something that's really close, but that's a figure that's gonna be, it's automatically included into the big all-in set.
Nice.
Yeah.
So Vesperon 230, Curfew. Oh, also 230.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of these unlock at 230.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Talon Watch, and this we haven't looked at yet because I didn't have the picture for some reason.
Yeah.
The weapon set.
Yeah, the Morn pack. It's $10. You get 3 weapons, fully painted, and that's another thing that's included in the all-in. The big all-in. There's 2 all-in packages. There's the essentials, which has just the first 3 characters, and then you have the big all-in that has these as well. I think maybe essentials does have this. I can't remember, but yeah, those will actually essentials don't, because these unlock for the stretch goal, the big stretch goal.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry.
And these 3 sculpts, correct me if I'm wrong, they don't appear elsewhere, right? These just this pack. Yeah.
Yeah. Just that pack.
And then this is what you were referring to. This is the sword right here that you gave away.
Yeah.
To,
that's it.
To Darla.
Yes, that's it. And that will be a translucent, ethereal version of the Mortem Resonant. What's really cool about this is in the world, the story of Ashen Oath, when they die or when they're destroyed, they kind of evaporate in this green ethereal magic, and the armor just kind of shambles down to the ground, so to speak. What would be neat with these is if you pick up this character, you can swap out the heads and hands and the weapon and kind of create this ethereal kind of look to it, where you have this translucent green head as if he was like, kind of in this mid stage. So it's a really cool type a piece. You can piece it out or pop and swap some of the items. And then it's an event exclusive. So you're only going to see this on Kickstarter or at show events. So it's a good one to pick up to be a little more of exclusive to your collection.
Cool. And then you mentioned the
artist blanks. Yeah. And so these will be flat finish figure. You got the 3 sets of hands, the sword, paintable. I've always loved test shots. Test shots are my favorite from Legions. Like I just love to. So I had to do something that would at least look like them, but also for the artists of mine that wanted to create their own.
And there's something to be said about looking at a test shot, like looking at that dark gray and the way it like makes you focus on the sculpt.
Yeah.
Right.
It
like
really does.
There's nothing taking your attention away. It's all your focus is like, you have to look at the sculpt.
Yeah. And light loves it, right? When you shine some light on just an all gray figure, it looks so cool.
Yep.
It's really neat.
There's the poster.
Yeah.
These are the add-ons now, right?
So yeah, that's 11 by 17 signed poster. It's an add-on. And then we have the Ashen Oath pin, standard enamel pin, $10 add-on there as well. And this is demoing. So this is an early prototype of some of the torso articulation.
Nice.
Yeah.
Also, there's a prototype that Toy Bro did a video on. So if people want to take a look at, obviously it's a printed prototype, so it's he can't do everything with it, but you get a good look at a sense of like how it's going to move and sort of like, what it looks like in hand and stuff with that video. It's
did
nice.
Some size comparisons and things like that. Yeah. This, where I wanted to show too, a couple of things I really want to focus on was silhouette. Like, as a designer, I look at lines kind of like in photography, you look at leading lines. So a lot of these things like the center rib cage, or not the rib cage, but right below that, just that torso. Yeah. It looks like it's almost flexing, like it has an illusion, like it's actually like an accordion kind of look, but it's actually a solid piece. And I wanted all those lines to match up with the bone on the armor. And then when you bend them, it would just kind of all come together. So in things like this, I like to run a silhouette, like just a black and white silhouette, to see what all the lines look like, to give you, I don't know, I guess a better flow, I guess, to the character. So that's another benefit. That is definitely another benefit, as being the artist and developer, is you can really take the time and do some of these insane things. But yeah.
And if people want to see what the early prototype and how much has changed, like just like pull up 2 screens and have this up, and then have like one of the one of your images up to see little details that like you've kind of like evolved over time. It's pretty cool.
Like the thigh right there is like an old chainmail.
Yeah,
that's just an old pattern I use as a placeholder. Now it's all skulls. Like it's all these mini skulls that I hand placed.
There, let's see if I can find one.
Yeah. I
gotta go up to. Does he have it?
He does have it, but I don't know if you can see it.
It's hard to see. Yeah,
it's hard to see.
Able to zoom close enough. We need like one of these photos to go all the way down.
But, yeah, totally.
Right here, maybe.
No,
you can kind of see it there a little bit.
Yeah,
like down in here.
Yeah, they're tiny. They're almost like rivet size skulls, and I hand place each of the skulls in there to kind of add to that, kind of like the fantasy, just dark fantasy look, less traditional. There's Corthanus. Oh, there's a good shot of the back, so you can see.
Yeah.
And there's some, if you look at the overall character. Oh, yeah, you get to see the pauldron too now. Oh, look at his neck. So take a look at his neck when you zoom in. That's another thing I did. Some of the details of the skulls that you may not notice, but there's some things like that are hidden that really accentuate the deathness, I guess, of the character. But when you look at this armor set, someone was asking earlier about, my inspirations. Aliens is another one. HR Giger is is an influence of mine too. So you'll see some of that styling in this as well. It has somewhat of that look.
Yeah, of course. Brett really needs these figures in his life, of course.
And if you go back up to that the Corthanis, when I was talking about the pauldrons, if you look how tight it is to the body, the backs of the pauldrons, you can tell how the silhouette is maintained with having it pegged on the pauldrons. Whereas you might think of it, if it was done differently, there'd be a bigger separation between the armor, and it just looks nice and tight right there.
One of the things I do with my legions, and I won't have to do it with these, is I will often find myself they'll flare out like this way, right?
Oh, right.
And I'll find myself heating it up, and then usually it's one of the like twist ties that comes with it, and then just like I'll put the twist tie around the shoulders so that it gets everything nice and tight in.
Okay.
And then I'll just leave it until it cools, and then it's like it's like one of those little things I do with legions.
Good idea.
I won't have to do with these because you've already kind of like pre-baked that in.
Yeah, 100%.
There's front and back here.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice shot right there.
Thanks. And I really like the neck guard on these, like the guard that goes up the back and then up the front, like up the front. That it just added. There was something to it. I don't know. It just kind of added. Just gave it something, and so it's a little bit different. You don't see that as often in armor. You see some imports that do things like that similar, in a similar way. But I really had fun doing that part.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that cape.
There's Vesperon, and then on that pauldron you can see it's a like a vampire silhouette, and there's a gold sword through its top of its head, and it comes out the bottom. Comes out the bottom, out the roof of his mouth.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. There's him wearing the Mempo mask.
Yeah.
That'll be a flexible piece.
Even better view of that right here.
Yeah, and what's cool is you can't see here. I wish I got a better shot of the pauldron, but the eyes on that vampire head is like rolling back, like his eyes are rolling.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Good shot of the skull here.
Yeah, there you go. And I try to, with the skulls, I'm not a huge fan of over stylized skulls, like frowning brows. I don't like that personally. Like I don't like over characterized skulls. But what I wanted to do, I had to do something a little bit different. So I went with the jagged teeth that gives you more of that Sleepy Hollow. I love Sleepy Hollow, and so I wanted that look where they're like smaller, like sharp teeth. That was all that was needed to give it that extra bite. No pun intended, but just kind of gives it that thing. And so I think the scariest things are things that are so familiar to us, right? Like a skull that looks like a human skull is more scary than a demon looking skull. Sometimes you get a little bit disconnected from it. So I wanted to have it more organic, I guess, so to speak. That's just the artist in me. But
and the crack, like that gives it a lot of character too.
Yeah, that's kind of gives you the profile, the look of the Mempo mask on there.
With the cape, the mask with the cape and everything's looking nice right here.
Yeah,
I like that look.
Yeah, Talon watch that. It was going to be such a basic figure at the time, but I've had so many comments about this guy. They're just one of the biggest drivers to get that big stretch goal unlocked. So, and what's different about him is his pauldrons are both the same. So they're the same style. Whereas Vesperon and Curfew has the demon left pauldron. There you go. And then they have the other pauldron is 3 swords that kind of come into a smaller motif, like a smaller like vampire head motif. Okay. So they're more of like an elite kind of pauldron, whereas this is more of the Talon Watch has more of a builder, so to speak, pauldron.
Right.
Less stylized, I guess. And then this shows some of the helmet embellishments, and again the other like heads, the vampire heads.
All right, and that's everything.
Yeah, that's it.
Sweet.
And then there's one more. Like I said, there's one more character that I'm working on that I will showing here, either this weekend or first part next week.
73. I'm going to refresh it just in case. 73, 220.
Mm-hmm.
So
almost at the halfway mark.
Yeah. Inching along here.
Yeah.
It's the mid days, so it's not going to be cruising right now.
Right.
And let me just check in on the super chats here. So let's see here. Hedgehog in the house, $2 super chat.
Nice.
Denizens. Thank you, Hedgehog. Art by Ackerman. How the heck am I supposed to review this now? Is what he says. And then Chris Sartori, $5 super chat. Great learning more detail about the line tonight. I think I'll be adding to my pledge.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's awesome.
When do these 6 Slayer crossbow guns unlock?
Yeah. That'll be my first female figure that I'll be launching. That's Eve of the Eventide. So nice. She comes with 2 crossbow pistols, automatic pistols.
Cool. Okay. So let me pull this down. Remove this. We will bring... Oh, no. I want it there. I want to switch over to this. 148 entries.
Nice.
In the giveaway.
Nice.
Let's check in on the chat real quick before we spin, just to give everybody a chance to get caught up with the hashtag ToyConNJ. Yes, good reminder there. Kickstarter has the pay in 3 option, which is fantastic. It does work out really well. So it'll be just like, like let's say it ends on what date does it end?
The 30th.
30th.
Yeah.
And then it'll be May 30th. And, the first one will be April 30th. The next one will be May 30th. And then the next one will be June 30th. And you just get your 3 payments spread out that way.
For sure.
David says we got to pump those numbers up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's get these unlocked.
Yeah,
Brian, have you read Berserk?
Yes. Love Berserk. I love the grittiness.
I haven't read that yet. I
love the grittiness. It grabs you. You pick up
there's like a shitload of books, right?
Yeah. It's so good though. It's like it's really good.
Talon Watch remind me of medieval Batman's talons.
I've heard someone say that before. Yeah, I think you guys are going to really like this new character drop that I'm doing. Like I said earlier, I wanted to unveil them or do like a peek of them tonight, but I didn't have the parts to put it all together. They're painted. I couldn't get it assembled.
Yeah. And I like that about you, that you don't rush stuff.
Yeah.
Spread the word. Spread the word. Take the oath.
Spread the word. Take the oath.
Yes, exactly. And it's still ongoing. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I gotta check it out at some point.
It's good. It's real good. It's pretty dark, but it's really good.
Cyber Rat just pledged.
Oh, nice. Let's go.
Nice.
Thank you.
Since he wants to know any more music in the pipeline.
Yes, actually, I was trying to get something together for this new character. I wanted to do like a soundtrack for the sneak peek, but I couldn't get it put together. There's a certain kind of theme to the music I wanted to have work for. I just couldn't. It just wasn't lining up.
Right.
So, but yes, for sure. I think it's interesting. I think I'm inspired by music a lot, and so when you look at soundtracks to movie trailers or scenes, It makes such a big difference emotionally, right? The music, like Williams with Star Wars. I love it when they'll do Star Wars scenes and they'll replace the music with like cartoon or like clown music. It's like the X-wings coming into the trenches. It's so different when you're like this clown music or the circus music. You're like,
Yeah,
dude, it's so different. It makes such a big difference.
totally.
So yeah, music is definitely something I want to keep connected to the line.
Man, everybody's selling Berserk here. I need to get
Yeah,
on it.
you should. It's good.
You did mention female characters just a minute ago, right?
I did. Yeah, the next wave will feature the first one. She'll be armored, but her name is Eve. She's more of the elite assassin of the Eventide, and more so Curfew, the skeleton guy of Vesperon's right hand guy. He's actually Eve's right hand person. Like Curfew has that double battle axe, and she has like the more refined, crossbow pistols, and so he is like the brute bodyguard to her because he is a bodyguard, right? He was originally a Morning King's bodyguard, so he plays that role for Eve, and Eve is just a badass in general. I can't wait to get her designed and ready to go in the next round. She'll have the Mempo mask, and she's got red hair. So imagine this dark armor with like red hair. She has it like in a bun. I'm not sure how I'll do it this time. I might do it different than what my customs were, but that was soft goods and the cross, dude. She's gonna be she's gonna be so cool.
Mr. Burke, are you doing anything with retailers? Any contact with retailers yet?
I've had so many contacts with retailers. Yeah, definitely in the works, both internationally and domestically. And I'm always looking at new shops that are looking at carrying the line. So if you guys have any suggestions, hit me up Instagram or brian.burke@vonburkestudios.com. Either way, find me on socials, write me if you have any suggestions for retailers. And I would definitely love to get out there. And, that being said, if, I would love to travel, with the toy shows for one, but also while I'm hitting the toy shows, I would love to drop into the toy shops and do some signings. I'm in a unique situation where I'm the designer and the producer, where it's a little bit different. I think a different feel when I sign the box. It's kind of like having, Treadaway sign, the thing. You feel like this is the actual artist doing this. And so I would love to be able to pop into these stores and, just put that little extra bump on the figures.
What was it like adjusting your design and sculpting to make sure it was sort of factory friendly? Was that a thing? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, it's difficult. Fortunately for me, since I can go from napkin sketch to prototype pretty quickly, you should see like my studio now or my lab out there. There's so many parts, right? Just trial and errors, tolerances, different things like that. So I think what happens is you start with the art first, like make sure the body looks correct, proportions, and then you just start cutting it. And figure out how these pieces go in. But also having, I have references, so many toys around me that I can reference engineering and silhouettes and things like that. And what's nice is, believe it or not, the factory does a lot of that work too. So as far as durometer, like plastic hardnesses, tolerances of joints, they do a lot of that on their end. So I'm fortunate I can get real close, like super close. And then they'll tighten it up or loosen it up or, things like that. So understanding, like I said, durometer, like hardnesses of plastics is really important, because then you start learning, joint softness, ankle, tension, those kind of things. Being in the toy industry and collecting myself also is important, because then I know what drives me nuts about toys when they come out of the factory. Like QC, like how'd you not see that as a designer? Or, for me, I know where the weak parts are in a toy, or when I design it, like whether it might be an ankle or a certain joint here and there, that I can focus on that when the samples get to me from the factory. I can really hyper focus on, okay, why is it not standing, or why is it not? And if you look, you'll see later, the foot base of my characters is a little bit wider, And what that does is providing a better stance for the character, and it's
Right.
nice and flat to the ground. So it just gives it looks cooler, but it also gives more stability too. So I do these little tweaks to make sure that they're gonna stand up well. And if it doesn't come, I'll tell you, if it doesn't come through, from the factory, if I get the samples and they're just not, it's not there, it's not gonna, like you said, Bill, like I don't just, I when it's time, I let it go. I'm ready. I'm not gonna let something go into your guys' hands where you're gonna look at it and say, oh my God, what was the thinking behind this? That would just drive me crazy.
I guess one for you to jot down: Kevbox Toys.
Okay.
Josh Brown's excited about durometer talk.
Oh yeah? Is he a skateboarder?
Yeah, I don't know.
The durometer is a big deal in skateboarding for wheels, like
hardness of wheels. Yeah.
Yep, whether you're a ramp skater, street skater, or like longboards have real soft durometer. What was the name of that, Kev? Or what? I think we lost Bill. Maybe he'll join back. Hey, can you guys hear me? I'll host the show.
Sorry.
What was the name of that retailer? Kev what?
Kevbox.
Kevbox.
Yeah.
Nice. Got it.
Let me pull up the I gotta pull up the thing again. I was just, how like finger gestures on the keypad, sometimes like scrolling up and down is like very close to like refresh or like going back on your screen, like on a Mac. Like, I hate that. Let's see here. I want to pull up the giveaway tool.
Oh yeah.
All right. So let's spin the wheel, and then we'll pull up the Kickstarter one more time and see where it's at.
Cool. 156. Look at that.
Yeah. We
Nice.
got 199 right now. Almost 200 people watching.
Nice.
Just solid numbers for us.
That's awesome.
I want to pull down the banner.
Ackerman.
What did he say?
He says Brian invented the finger gesture.
Yeah, I know. All right. So here we go.
Good luck.
157, 159 in 3, 2, 1. Good luck for the Highlands Warrior.
Highlands Warrior.
Keep wanting to call it the Highlander. Kirby. Nice, Kirby.
Nice.
Highlands Warrior for you, buddy.
Very cool.
So yeah, just message me, Kirby, on on Facebook or whatever, and I'll get that out probably by Saturday morning. Nice. Maybe tomorrow if I'm.
And Darla might have already messaged me because I had some messages come in. So make sure you hit me up and I'll get that out too ASAP. Yeah.
Oh, and I want to pull up Kickstarter one more time. All right, we have a goal here. We have a goal. Let's go over to here. We're $60.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
From 7,400.
Nice.
I mean 74,000. So come on, people. 2 more builders.
There you go. Adjust your
poster
or adjust your pledge. Adjust your pledge.
Yep.
Nice.
Add a couple of the blanks.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm going to do some giveaways later on down the line with the blanks where I do some painting, like custom painting, like do full cool. Like 101 like painted figures.
Nice.
I'll do something down the road as far as that goes too. That'd be a lot of fun. Yeah. I can't wait for all this to get going. There's so many fun. I have a really cool surprise for Legion's Con that you guys are going to really, really like. You know me. It's like every year.
Your table's always my favorite.
Thanks for saying that, dude. But I'd love to, how I do those kind of funny key things, like hide the keys.
Yeah.
This year's going to be a big one. It's going to be hard to top this one. But this year's is going to be pretty wild.
Estimated delivery date?
Yeah, it'll be first quarter of 2027. So probably March. That's it.
And that's pretty quick. And I think the fact that you didn't go overboard, it's a couple bucks, like it's not like some crazy thing. It's doable in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah. And the only challenge is with that time frame is if release dates for the other vendors that other clients they're working with. So if I get pushed on a schedule, that's out of my control. I don't know, but it shouldn't be too much. I mean, what's going to happen is the close of Kickstarter. There's a couple of things I want to tighten up on the sculpts before they go out, just minor things you guys wouldn't notice. But look at that, 74,791. What was that? Oh, 960. Where were we at last time?
What? Wait a second.
Wait a second. We were 70.
It just went up like 1,000.
It went up
right?
Yeah, it did.
It was 73.4. It was 73. 940.
940. Holy shit.
So somebody just went in big.
Okay. Wow.
Or I don't know. Like I wasn't paying attention to the number of backers. Come on, people. Let's keep going. Can we do 75 halfway? Come on.
Yes, halfway would be awesome.
I feel coming in. Stay on.
Coming into the show, we're at 404. Look at that. 74,941. Here we go. That's incredible.
There it is. 75 halfway. Boom. Nice.
Look at that. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
Did Tiny just pledge? No, it would have moved a lot more than that.
Who's that? Tidy?
Tidy is Brett Stoddard.
Oh, yeah.
He's a madman when it comes to these things.
Dude.
I'm sure he already pledged.
He's so cool, dude. He's great. But yeah, coming out of Kickstarter, like once we get into production phase, there's a couple tweaks I'm gonna do to the sculpts, and then we go full on. I was talking to Backer Kit today. I had a meeting with them, and they looked at my notifications or the updates, and so I had like a ton. Like, oh my god, this is great. So I'm a big updater when it comes to Kickstarter. So post campaign, you guys get. I want to show you everything. I want to show you them working on, on the production line. I want to show you all the stuff that comes through, like all the prototypes. I'm just going to show you guys everything. So I'm so excited about it. Like I said, being the designer. I want to share these kind of things with you guys.
Yeah,
just show you what's
the journey's fun like that. Like when I think about, for example, the HasLab, the one that I backed, the Razor Crest, and then there were like things that they would do, like they would release figures that would go with it through the year, and you're kind of slowly like building and anticipating for it, like any kind of like interaction you can have throughout the year of wait is awesome.
Yeah. And I think it also builds trust too. I mean, I pride myself that I have integrity, that I have a good name in the community, but there's still a lot of backers. I mean, if you look, 415 backers, those aren't just Cabal backers, right? These are people from all over the place. And so I want to make sure that with doing these updates that people know that I'm on, I'm on top of things, and I'm making sure that you guys are hearing what you want to hear, so, and I see, and I don't know if it's no fault to anyone really in particular, but I see campaigns get funded and it just seems like it gets ghosted. Like you just don't hear much for a while, and maybe there's just isn't much to report, but I feel like there's plenty to talk about, even if it's your own personal journey, like talking about how you feel and what's coming
just
up,
checking in, even just checking in to say, hey, nothing new to update. Like, hey, here's what's going on.
100%.
So is this your new, you consider this for your new slogan? Get ashy.
Get ashy. There you go. Someone had posted earlier, like way earlier, they said, someone had said Ashen Oats, like oatmeal, right? And I was like, there we go. I should do like a faux.
That sounds disgusting.
Ashen, I know.
Like dry, like powdery, like.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Burnt. It's just burnt cereal.
Burnt oats.
Burnt oats.
I eat oatmeal every day. It's my favorite bread.
Do you do overnight oats?
No, I just microwave them in the morning.
You should. Have you tried overnight oats? Do you like?
I have. Yeah.
Can't do it.
I don't know. Like I could, I guess.
Okay.
But I always feel like I have to like add more stuff to it, and I don't know. I guess I could just put the oats in the water and just. Are
you more traditional, like butter and brown sugar, or do you do all the stuff like nuts?
I don't put anything in my oatmeal. It's just straight up plain.
Serious?
I don't even put salt. Like nothing. It's just straight up plain.
Wow. Wow.
It's one of those things where it's like I have weird things like high blood pressure and like high cholesterol, like these things where it's like one thing that I started doing was just having plain oatmeal like every morning. just as like a healthy thing, you know. So like I don't load it up with anything. Ideally, I would put like some nuts and some berries in it, but I just don't have the time. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. I just eat it in the morning. Before you know, I get up very early and I have to get out the door. So
Yeah. Makes sense. Hey,
um,
I have a question for the chat. You know, a lot of you know that I do 3D customs, right? I'll do like exclusive helmets for skeletons. I'll do something like a 1 day exclusive. That's like my thing now. Like limited edition, 50 prints. That's it. Never do them again. Same thing. I'm wondering for the Kickstarter if people would be interested in that kind of thing as an add-on for all the all-in packages. I add in a special limited edition helmet or a weapon that's not factory produced, but it's 3D produced. I'm wondering if that's something that would be interesting. So if you guys in chat think that would be something cool to add to packages or add to something, let me know. One thing I'm thinking of, actually, I guess this is kind of a reveal. I have something I am going to launch, and this will be a limited edition item. It's a skeleton helmet, like I've done before. There's a series I'm going to start doing called the whispers. So it kind of goes along the lines of the whispers within the whispers in the Ashen Oath. I have a new helmet. So I have a new Ashen Oath whispers inspired helmet that's going to be releasing after the Kickstarter. I just don't have time to fulfill it right now, because when I run like these limited edition sculpts and heads, a lot of orders come in. It's a lot of work. I just don't know if I can fulfill. Right. I mean, you should see my last one I did was just insane. But anyways, I can show you what it looks like if you want to.
Let me pull you. Hold on, real quick, like this, and switch you over.
So this will be a new skeleton helmet.
Okay.
That's let's see if it'll focus there. That'll fit the Mythic Legion's standard skeleton. It's got like a steel beaten horns, kind of like tusks that come out.
Nice.
But then on the inside, which you can't really see, there's skulls. Gosh, I wish I could have this photo. This camera's terrible. Let's see if I can there. Anyways, okay. So on the inside, here on the inside rim, there are all these little skulls in there. So I'll have you can kind of see it in there. Yeah. So I'll have painted versions of these. So there'll be the green glowing skull inner rim with like a steel finish on the outside. And so this will be available sometime after the campaign. But yeah, cool. I was thinking about stuff like that. Like, is there anything I could do to sweeten the pot during the final days of the campaign? Like, do these drops to say, okay, all the all-in packages are going to get this special thing, limited edition type, But I'll continue to research that thought as time progresses to see if that's something people are interested in.
So we had a bunch of yeses, and we have Jurassic Jesse with the $5 super chat.
Hey.
So I took the oath.
Yes.
Don't be a butthole. Back this thing. I can't wait to see where Brian's journey takes us. Get ashy.
Get ashy. I love it.
And I don't think I missed any of the others.
And I'm not sure if I explained this too much in the past, but the name Ashen Oath basically comes from the concept of like the phoenix from the fire. So a lot of these characters come from like a real burnt down background. Like they were just either slaughtered or whatever it might be, and they just had to rise up from this situation, right? From adversity, whatever it's going to be. And so the whole Ashen Oath concept is that even the Mortem King, like when you read the story about the Mortem King, he becomes the Mortem King kind of based on an accident. He inherently, he's not a bad guy. It's just over time he's become really bad because of a situation that he was involved with early. So it's a lot of that concept. That's where the Ashen Oath name comes from, is kind of the Phoenix from the fire.
We do have a note saying no limited one-time only things, Hammertron.
Okay.
So there is that perspective as well to consider. I will say that one company that's been doing 3D printed add-ons that get kind of included with their figures when they release them is Toy Pizza Knights of the Slice. They do that, and he like collaborates with sculptors, and sometimes it'll be like an arm, like how I showed you like this figure here.
Yeah,
it might come with an arm, a lower arm that somebody 3D sculpted that
cool,
that you can swap onto your figure, or like someone did these spirit boxes that
Oh, nice.
that he that they had it as like a separate order thing, but it was like story wise, like connected with the figures and stuff.
Cool.
And they're just 3D printed
Yeah.
things that get
Okay.
kind of like weaved in with the story and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
just kind of add a little extra to it all.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I agree. With those limited one-time deals, when I do some of my exclusive releases where I said there's only 50 available, they tend to evaporate within seconds on my
yeah,
website, right? And that I feel bad because I know some people are working or, so nowadays what I do is my exclusives typically start like 9 a.m. and they just go till midnight, unlimited. And I make it more of a exclusive day than a piece count because I
timed
time,
edition.
yeah, that way it spans people's work schedules or family schedules, make an announcement ahead of time, get ready for it. I feel it's more fair because I don't like getting those emails saying I missed this thing. I'm the fan. It's always, it's your biggest fan that missed out on that one thing. That really sucks. I mean, it sucks for anyone who missed that really wanted, but it's that one. It's like yeah, that's the worst.
Ashy Oath. I think they need more cocoa butter lotion.
Oh, I love it.
Um,
That's so
yeah,
funny.
the more you can add to the Kickstarter, the more desirable it will be, of course. I'm not sure I understand this question. What are you considering to create the glow effect on the eye sockets?
Yeah, so talking to the factory about doing more, a fluorescent green by daylight, but then glowing,
Oh, okay.
under black light or at nighttime is what I'm looking at. If it's,
Yeah.
if it's cost effective, but that's day glow for sure. So we'll do I'm sure they'll do a white base and then do some sort of a fluorescent because fluorescent has such light pigment. It's hard to do anything with it. So that'll be more of the day glow effect. And then, I mean, they're so good at it, right? They're so good at the factories know exactly what you need to have done. So, but I'm looking at doing um, the glow in the dark painted um, for anything that's green glowy, I guess. And I would like to do glow as far as the translucent, the ethereal mortar resonant too. If they can do a translucent that is glow in the dark as well, that'd be pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
The green eye paint on the Von Vox stuff glows pretty good. Yeah, I mean it's also just like a matter of the factory being able to
replicate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the beauty of it too is I've gotten some, really good tips from, Jason from AWOC has been such a great support. I mean, this guy is like, he offers so much support to a lot of different indie companies. One thing he had recommended is, hey, grab pieces of figures that's the softness or the glow or whatever kind of thing is, and send it to the factory along with your prototypes. Say, here are the samples of how I want the folds, or I want the skirt armor, the pliability of that durometer, right? Give them samples, just send them like real life samples of things like that, and then they can base it off that as well, which is a really good tip. It's a really good tip to have or to use.
I've been banging this drum. When you're ready to send them packaging, these are the best packages out there. These are the 6-inch acid rain figures.
I need to get one of those.
And yeah,
I have the small. I have some of the other ones that 118.
The 118,
yeah.
But it's such a tight package. Obviously, yours would be a little bigger because your figures aren't these are 6-inch. But just I don't know, just the way they've got everything set up in here, and your stuff doesn't have a lot of like it's not overly accessorized. So it's like this where it can and like these figures. Do I have?
Does that have a window in the back? A window in the back?
Yes, because they have that. To showcase the like mech armor, the exosuit, like
you rarely see that. You rarely see that.
But it's funny because it's like there's plastic.
Yeah.
There's like, so you can't really see it because there's the it's got plastic in there too. But like the idea is cool.
Okay, that's a good tip.
And then the other cool thing about it, I need to get an open one. Did I have? Yeah. So just because I hadn't opened that one yet, but so this here. When you open the box, it has this on the side
for accessories.
Here. And the accessories are in this piece here. This one's empty, but like you kind of
Yeah.
get the idea.
Was it just taped? Is that or is it just? Oh, I see. It's just like a regular.
It's got it's just a box, you know, um, and then it's just got a bag inside.
Oh, cool.
But just like for how neat and organized, like I
Yeah.
don't want to throw these away because it's so neat and organized.
Yeah.
Like sometimes like getting stuff back in is not worth the effort, but I don't know. And just like this compact size of these, like do I have like here's the Blackstone Conan next to this.
Mm.
Like it's a substantial difference. Like
Yeah.
it's you know like, and obviously this comes with a ton of stuff and it's a
Yeah.
bigger figure, but it still doesn't need to be that big
Yeah.
necessarily.
Well, also, in toy production, it's like you got to think about container management. Like, is it going to be a half container coming over from China? Or is it going to be a full? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that takes up a lot of space shipping too from the factory.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. Although, I gotta say I love the Glyos boxes, and I have 3 of each, and I'm having a hard time throwing them away.
They're beautiful.
And I have more coming because I need to do 4 fade-ins and 3 Thanos.
Did
So
Nate
I
do
have
the
all the
artwork on
heads.
those boxes too?
I believe they did them together at Legions Con this past year. They were just like working on the original Glyos boxes. Like, believe it or not, they used to come in boxes back in the early days.
Okay.
This design is from those original boxes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And so they worked together. They were like, I guess all of them, like even like Eric and stuff. They were like working together on just like designing
Really?
it, and they were all just when they met up at Legions Con, they were all hanging out and working on the packaging.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. No, I'll take a look at that Acid Rain. That gives me an excuse to buy
and
one.
the figures are just so nice.
Are they?
They're oh my god.
I love the other ones.
Yeah,
little
I don't have. I have like 2 right now. I used to have a few more, but yeah, they are super cool.
Are they doing, as far as the articulation go, are they doing pinned or pinless, or what's their elbows and
They
knees
do
like?
have pins. That's one thing where I was a little surprised that there's
Yeah.
pins.
Okay.
But they're so small and these are so almost robotic. Let me actually show one.
Yeah, I'd love to see. Are they doing the washes and everything like they did on the other ones? Or are they?
They're not as dirtied up,
Yeah.
but they do have some nice details. So like you can see
Look at that,
some
dude.
nice detail in the
He's cool looking.
helmet there.
Dude.
Got little cloth goods. Just a little touch at the neck there, a little scarf.
Yeah.
Thing. But yeah, it's kind of funny that like there are pins like it's I guess because they're covered with this armor over here.
Yeah. Oh, I
that
see.
You wouldn't necessarily always see them.
Yeah.
And some of these are robots, so
Yeah. They can get away with the pin. Kind of like they're showing the toe articulation, right? On the Infinite Legions. Isn't there a pin at the toe and it's an actual screw, like a joint?
Yeah, Curtis. Yeah, check out Curtis's breakdown video. Like he pulls that whole thing apart and pulls those little pins out and stuff.
Okay.
Super cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But it's getting late for me, so I gotta hop off here. Just check the chat one more quick time to see if there's any
for sure
urgent questions. Kevin McCoy says Acid Rain has become his main military line. Yeah, they could use a little bit more, but they don't photograph well, and they look better in hand than they do in pictures in terms of like the paint details.
Okay.
Buying figures is now a business expense for Brian. I mean, it's been for a long time, hasn't it? Like,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, my accountant, he's all, even my Steam account for gaming, he's like, if you're doing research, like if you're putting together characters, doing armor sets or skins, and that's legit. I mean, it's part of work.
Yeah. What a job.
What a job. So much fun. I love it.
All right, and one more check here. Oh, wait. Yeah. 76,
Dang.
685.
We moved that needle big time.
Yeah, it was 73 something when we started, right?
Yeah. Up 51%, over 51% now.
Awesome.
No, this is great. Thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you guys big time. This was huge.
Hell yeah.
It's like, it's this lull right now. It's like, psychologically, it's so draining being my first campaign. So experiencing the big high in the first 48 hours, getting, 40% funding, and then weeks, a couple weeks of just not a lot. It's really hard to watch. You're like, oh my God. But then having a night like tonight, it feels so good. Like it just makes a big difference, like emotionally.
It's a reminder.
It's a reminder. Yes. And I thank you guys a ton for that. And then Bill, I thank you for the platform to be able to talk about it as well.
Anytime.
You're my first stop on the tour of the talk show tour. So
Nice.
This has been
Kicking
great.
it off.
Kicking it off. Yeah. It's been great. It's been so good.
And your next, oh wait, we didn't pull that up. Hold on. So this is a good time to do it. Where the hell did that go?
Yeah. Brick something I think is my next, should be my next one on the 19th, 3:45 p.m.
Okay.
Yep. 3:45 Pacific time. So 6:45.
Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll be Sunday.
Yeah.
And then we have,
what was the other one that you said isn't on here?
Oh, figures not included will be on that Sunday too. I have like a triple header on Sunday on the 26th. Okay. So I have 6 a.m. actually Pacific time. So it'll be 9 o'clock Eastern, new to Mythics on the 26th at 3:30 p.m. or 6:30. It's going to be figures not included. And then we got Just Shelve It with Mr. Jesse, nice. 8 p.m. Eastern.
And Curtis
on the 20. Yep.
Shooting the shelf.
Yep. And then on the 27th, we have Collection Nexus, Jurassic Jesse, of course. And that's, I don't have the time on here, but I think it's 8 p.m. Pacific.
And then that'll be entering that final couple days.
Yeah.
The 30th ends, right?
Yep.
Sweet.
And you're kind of looking, the way Kickstarters go, it's like the last 48, you're going to see probably, 30 to 40% of your funding, if not more, depends on, I mean, honestly, I feel confident about us hitting our campaign goal, just getting funded. Yeah. I'm really confident there. I've seen crazy things happen, where that 230, I don't think is too gnarly. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, just look at tonight, like that needle moved a lot just in a short period of time.
Yeah.
I mean,
a couple thousand. Yeah.
Yeah. So
just in a 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah. So that's great. But again, I thank you, Bill, for having me and allowing me to talk and show some things off and be able to chat with everyone. So
yeah, I had a blast. Anytime,
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. So, all right, that'll do it. And until next time, may the force be with you.
Yes. Thank you.
Follow me.